How do you repurpose your live streams for iTunes, Spotify, and a whole bunch of other platforms that will help you get thousands of views every single week? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today on this, the third part. How do you repurpose your live streams for iTunes? I knew that was going to happen. On this, the third part of our three-part webinar series called Launch Your Live. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Owen Video, and I'm thrilled to be here with you guys today. It has been a huge week, has it not? We have been live streaming. This is our third live stream this week, and man, I am pumped. I'm energized, but I'm also just delighted to be here with you guys, the live stream audience. Wanted to say what's up to Jarhead. Jarhead says, I will be late. Thanks for letting me know. Airsoft Nation was here first. Air 5, buddy. He says, I'm here and I'm waiting for part 3. Woo. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Lion Nation says, Owen, I think you're a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 of live streaming. Thanks. Matt D. Reed. Very special guy, Matt D. Reed. I'm going to tell you guys why later. Great to see you here. I'm very excited. If you're just joining us, be sure to say what's up in the comments section. We want to hear from you. I want to know you're out there. Even if you're in the car or something, pull over. Leave me a quick comment. Let me know you're out there so I can say hello. Brian logging in from How To Automotive. Great to see you. And Devontae, also a very special person, and I'll tell you guys why a little bit later today at I Believe TV. Devontae, great page. I had a chance to just kind of swing by your Facebook page and check it out the other day. So I'm pretty pumped on who you are. Kevin Colby logging in. Always great to hear from Kevin Colby. And my good friend, my brother from another mother, Rosh Silers. Really impressed with you, Rosh, and the work you're doing, yes, but also the engagement. You are an active participant in the game. Thanks for logging into our live stream this morning. We did a live stream show this morning. This is a show that we're doing for a big company, and we're starting to get it out there in the atmosphere. Check It Media, The Next Bus, Terry Hunter, Dr. Brad, great to see you. Dr. Brad is saying I'm a new fan. Ran into Dr. Brad last night on LinkedIn, saw his channel. And really appreciate what you're doing. Great content, by the way. Today is part 3 of our 3-part series on live streaming. And if you haven't seen the first 2 trainings and you would like to, those are going to be in the description box below. Part 1, we talked about your ROS template. We talked about forming a systematic way of going about your live stream so that you know what you're going to say first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, all the way to the end. I gave you a checklist to use so that you'll always know what to say. And later on, at the end of this episode, at the end of this training today, you can tell I'm a live streamer because I'm like episode. At the end of this training today, I'm going to be providing you guys a link where you can get the ROS, you can get the templates, you can get all the different spreadsheets you're going to see today. You're going to see some new stuff today. So you're going to be able to get that, and I'm going to give you that link at the very end of the presentation. Lion Nation is saying I'm a new fan as well. Great to hear from you. In episode 2, in our second webinar training, and this is all free, by the way, if you're just joining us, in the second webinar training, I went through my desktop gear. I actually took the webcam off of its mount right there, and I showed you my desktop setup, and I showed you the 3 essential pieces of live stream gear that everyone needs to have a professional desktop show. Because if you are a business owner and you're an entrepreneur, and you are looking to run a live stream show professionally, you've really got to do it from your desktop. There's no reason why you can't go live from time to time, from here to there on your mobile device, and that's a very good idea. I believe in that. But your show, your main content should be your main content should be done from a desktop where you can use real tools like the tools I'm using right now. I'm using OBS right now. Let me ask you guys out there, what are you streaming with right now? Are you streaming with OBS? Are you streaming with Wirecast, maybe vMix? Are you using BeLive.tv, which is my favorite program for live streaming onto Facebook? There's Ecamm Beta. What are you using? Let me know in the comment section. Or if you haven't started yet, say haven't started. I'd love to get an idea of what you guys are using and what type of softwares my community, right, is all up to. Rosh Silers is saying I use native YouTube Live. That's cool. Matt D. Reed is saying OBS. I'm using OBS right now. A lot of reasons I love it, and if you don't need to interview anyone with OBS, well, you can interview with OBS. You need some pretty fatty equipment, but because it's such it takes so much CPU and internet space, you're gonna need more internet. You need more computer space. Lion Nation is saying, Owen, I tried to stream with OBS, but it doesn't work. Okay, well, maybe we could workshop that. Terry Hunter is saying vMix at the beginning. Oh, I love vMix. I just love it. I love the built-in call features. Lion Nation is I'm streaming with YouTube Live. Dr. Brad is saying nothing yet, but I'm going to use whatever you tell me to use. Yeah, that's a great thing to know. If you're streaming on Facebook, you've got a variety of softwares, and I'm going to definitely tell you to go to BeLive.tv. Hands down, there's other stuff that's good, but BeLive just is a full package. Lower thirds, call-in guests, screen sharing, agendas, scrolling lower thirds, and it's all built into a software you log into, so you don't have to download anything onto your computer. You don't have to upload any files. You don't have to create any files, so I like that. I like that a lot. And so that's great to hear from you guys on that. Now, today is the third part of our training. Today, we're going to be talking about how I repurpose my Facebook Lives and my live streams, because I dual cast onto Facebook Live and YouTube, how I live stream and I repurpose that live stream into multiple different pieces of content, including iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Alexa, and we turn our live streams into square videos. We use them on Instagram. We put them as Facebook ads. And so we're getting thousands and thousands of views every single week off of one piece of content. And believe it or not, folks, this is the same. It is the same strategy that Gary Vee talks about, and he just did this big push. He was selling his PowerPoint slides. How many of you guys got that PowerPoint, by the way? He was advertising it all over Facebook on his content strategy. But basically in that, he talks about having one big piece of content, your live stream, and then, repurposing it into smaller, very strategic, specific pieces. Well, that is exactly what we believe in, and I'm going to show you how I do it for these three things. And I'm sure if you're creative enough, you'll figure out from today's training how to use these same steps and repurpose your live stream everywhere, including LinkedIn, Instagram TV, and a variety of other places online. So as we get started, I want to talk about repurposing. And what do you guys think out there watching right now? What do you think is, the most important or close to most important part of repurposing a live stream so that people understand it? What do you think is the most important aspect of repurposing a live stream? Let me know in the comment area right now, okay? And while you're thinking, I want you guys to think about the first time you ever, massively failed. Were you guys able to hear that? Did you hear it? I want to know that you heard it. It's so important to me that you heard it. Did you hear it? Okay. Also, I want you to know. Think about the time where you just got the answer wrong. Right? You guys remember? Or have you ever thought about a time where you just told a really, really bad joke? Jackson logging in. One of the most important aspects of live streaming, of repurposing your live stream, is making sure that you are playing to the platform that you're going to upload on. Absolutely key. Okay, so everyone's hearing that. You heard it. Groucho Marx, Don Reedy, rah, Don Reedy, rah, 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 rah. Don, I'm glad you're here, and I hope to Guys, everybody, if you could just give Don some high fives, give him some hearts. Don is going through cancer right now. He is beating cancers into the ground. He is smashing it like a WWE wrestler. So if you guys could just give some Don Reedy some love in the background. Don and I go way back, and he watched me beat cancer, and now I get to watch him do it. It's a special thing. When you upload to iTunes, when you create a live stream and you want to repurpose it to your podcast on iTunes or Google Play, you have to make sure that you're uploading a file, okay, that's designed for podcast listeners. Does that make sense? You have to make sure that when you're repurposing your live stream and putting it onto Facebook, that it's designed for Facebook listeners and viewers. Does that make sense? Okay, we call this respect the platform. So you've got to make sure you're respecting the platform. And one of the biggest misses in repurposing your live stream for iTunes is sound effects. Okay, and using sound effects in your live streams to you use sound effects in your live streams so that your recorded live stream can easily be repurposed with the sound effects in them for your podcast. So we're going to go into the first part of our training today as we take a look at repurposing your live stream for iTunes, Google Play, and other podcasts. The first thing that you want to do is you want to get show drops and bumpers, okay? Show drops and bumpers. And you can get show drops and bumpers, on Fiverr.com. I'll just go to his page. And you can go to Justa right here. Now, it's spelled juiced, right? But like Joost. His name is Justa. Oh, that's not him, though. So we're going to go to radio show drops. If not, I can just go to my messages. I use this guy all the time. There he is right there, Justa. Okay, and Justa's got some pretty professional gigs, right? So he says, I'll produce a podcast intro, DJ drops, and they sound like this.
Yo. You're in the mix.
What's up, guys? This is Justa, and exclusively on Fiverr, this is what I offer. Basically anything audio.
I love this guy. And I can't wait to send him the link and let him know. Go, Owen, go! Evan Carmichael says 30%, buddy. 30%. But I'm going 110 today, my friend. I'm going 110 today. Justa produces these show drops, and he produces these audio sound effects for your podcast. And he's produced these show drops for me, including what we use for the Business of Video podcast. So listen to the show drop that Justa made for us and for our show. Oh, I got the volume turned down. Sorry about that. Let's do that one more time.
You're listening to the Business of Video podcast, where the world's top YouTubers and marketers talk about what's working with online video. This podcast is recorded live on Facebook every week, and you can join us when you visit businessofvideopodcast.com. Now your host, Owen Video.
Do you notice this tag? It keeps going. Okay, so we use sound effects in our live show so that the podcast listener is listening to a show that they can tolerate. If we were to fail to give them that, the show wouldn't perform very well on iTunes. So I want to give you guys sort of my multi-step method. Jarhead saying you just gave me a great idea. You do it, logging in. Mike Swaim, Kevin Colby is going sick. Yeah, this is pretty sick. And I'm going to show you sort of my multi-step method. Okay, so the first is to use Justa. And I'm just going to give you his link right here. I'm going to go ahead and put this link in the comment area. I think that's right here. That way you guys have it. I don't want you to necessarily go to his page right now, but it's there, right? So it's there and you've got it. So you want to get your podcast intros made. And what you want to get is you want to get an opening show bumper that's about 20 seconds. The opening show bumper should say the name of the show, like what your show's name is, and the value statement. You can also say like where you're going live, when you're going live, and the host of the show. So welcome to the Business of Video podcast. We're live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday at 9 a.m., where you'll hear from the best business video marketers in the industry, and now our hosts, Owen Hemsath and Nick Nimmin. Okay, so that's sort of like what you want to have in your first show bumper. The other thing that you want is you want to have you want to have 20 seconds. Savvy is saying this is so lit. Thanks, man. You want to have 20 seconds of a voiceover or of just music that you can talk over. Right? So your bumper ends and you go, hey, everybody, welcome to the Business of Video podcast. And the bumper continues to go. And what that does is it gently brings your audience in. When you have that hard cut where the music just stops, it distracts your viewer. And you'll notice it if you hear it, right? Actually, if you look at my most recent podcast, you'll see that it's still our new software. We haven't figured out that cut yet. That fade out yet. So it cuts hard and it's distracting. The next thing you want is an outro. Okay, so let's listen to the outro. I'm going to turn it down. Hopefully it's not too loud for you. Notice it fades in. It's fading in. It's fading in. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on the Business of Video podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Business of Video podcast. If you like the show, give us a review on iTunes or share this episode on social media now. Join us next time on Facebook Live. Just visit businessofvideopodcast.com and subscribe to the newsletter updates. This podcast is brought to you by Tuber Tools and BizTubeAcademy.com.
Okay, so you've got an intro and you've got an outro. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get like what I call a knuckle. Right? And what a knuckle does, and I learned this from Digital Marketer from listening to their podcast, a knuckle is going to blend two segments together. So remember how in episode 1 I talked about, or webinar training 1, I talked about, Kevin, I'll answer that. I talked about like you want to have like an opening segment and then a commercial and then a main segment, right? Well, a knuckle blends those two together. So you might say something like, just to play you one of my knuckles here, it's 4 seconds and it's just a beat, right? So I'll say, hey, Jim, great to have you on the show. And now to the news. And that's it, right? Or I might say something like, well, that's going to do it. Or like Jason Rodriguez will come on and say, well, Jason, it was great to have you on the show. And now we're going to go over to Nick Nimmin for our YouTube report. Right? And then Nick Nimmin would come in and he'd begin speaking. But did you hear this knuckle that sort of, you got two segments and it blends the two together. It keeps you going together. Happy Trails logging in says, hi. Shannon Vlogs, thank you for agreeing with Sabby. Kevin Colby is asking, who did the voiceover? My wife. My beautiful, lovely, inexperienced wife. She sat on this microphone and she read the script that I gave her. And my wife knows how to act a little bit. Like she can act as much as anybody that can do a church play, right? So that's a big one, okay? Now, I also have a segment for the news. Right, and I have some extra sound effects here, like when I talk about Nick, who is just like infamously cool.
Wow, the infamous? Infamous?
Right, and I've got some additional sound effects here to maybe like create the mood. Like if something is a little spooky, I could just, kind of think about it. So I've got some extra stuff, but I don't think you guys need all of those. Okay, so you go and you get your intro, your outro, and your knuckle made. With Yusta over there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get a Soundbite by Black Cat Systems. Soundbite by Black Cat Systems. Now, just in case you're wondering, this is a Mac and a PC program. Okay, it's Mac and a PC program. Sabby. Kevin is saying, produce like it's for radio. Yeah, you do it is saying, I love that, Owen. Okay, so Dawn is saying, how do you stage all of these sounds to have them at your disposal? That's what I'm sharing with you right now. You're going to want to go get Soundbite. Okay, it's $49. You can get it for free, but the free version will turn off at 10 minutes. So it just shuts down, and then you have to reopen it again, and it's good as new. But, you could open it up, right? You could get the free version, open it up before your show, play your sound effect, and then just kind of like open it 3-4 times in the course of your show. In Soundbite, you get multiple racks, and you can color code them, as you can see. You can even see a couple of these say file not found and whatnot, because I had a file there and I don't have it anymore. You can even have multiple racks. Oops, so you can see here that I've got 2 racks. I've got this rack, and I've got, let me just see if I can pull these out. This rack, and I've got this rack. This is for my...
You're watching Be Live Weekly with Owen Video, where entrepreneurs get the latest tips.
So I've got that for Be Live Weekly, right? And I've got those two things right in there. So when you stream these on your computer, right, whether you're on a Mac or a PC, you're gonna have to you have to set a setting that will stream your computer audio out like a microphone. Now, on a PC, it's very easy. The setting is built into Windows. But on a Mac, you're going to need a program called Loopback. I'm just going to open that up real fast so that you can see what that looks like. On a PC, or on a Mac, you're going to need to have a program called Loopback. And that's what this looks like, Loopback right here. And you kind of set up a profile here, and you say, I want Google Chrome, Soundbite, and US Audio, which is my mic, to stream out of the computer all at once, right? So if I play anything from this cart or anything from YouTube, it will stream out in high quality. Otherwise, what happens is the sound effects will stream out, but they'll come out of your computer speakers into your microphone, and you'll get this fuzzy sound. Okay, so before you stream to iTunes or the other ones, you're gonna need to you got to use sound effects in your show. And what I do is I always say the intro you're about to hear from the world's greatest YouTube marketer, coming up on the Business of Video podcast.
You're listening to...
Right? I do that. Other people will start their show.
You're listening to the Business of Video.
Right? They'll just start their show with the sound effect and then go into it, which is it's also not a bad idea. You got to, I think, find a podcast that you like and model that podcast. It's probably the best way to do that. Matt Reed is saying, been trying to figure that out for a while. Well, we just solved it for you, buddy. It's all good. You're done. Now, so now you've streamed your live stream in with sound effects. Now, what do? Well, now what you're going to do is you're going to download it from the website. Now, if you download this from Facebook, you're going to get a lower quality audio. Okay, and that's just the heart and soul of it. You're going to, or lower quality audio and video, and that's just the long and the short of it. If you download this directly from YouTube, you'll get slightly higher quality. But here's the thing. With MP3, Andrew Can, great to see you. Vazio, welcome back. And Pam Duthie, great to see you. If you get it from YouTube, it's going to be higher quality, but still not like this amazing quality that blows your mind, okay? So I'm going to kind of just run you through that real fast. And most of you, I think, probably already have a handle on this. I'm just waiting for the thing to pick up here. Oh, you know what? I can go ahead and change it now. Okay, so you'll see a little bit double vision first for a second. Oh my gosh. It goes on and on. That's me using OBS. Okay, so here's a podcast. Here's a live stream I did with BeLive.tv with Nick Nimmin and Todd Live, who's my good friend. You're going to come up here and you're going to say download video. Okay? Now, you can only do that if you're the owner of the video. All right? You'll download it and we'll give you the choice between 720 and something else. Now, if you're streaming onto YouTube, you can come over here to the edit button. Let's see, it's probably going to be this one. And you can download the MP4 right here. Okay? What you'll then do is you'll open that MP4 into Premiere or into any, whatever editing software you want to use, okay? And you'll export that as an MP3. So at the end of our show, we download the video and then we export it as an MP3. Now, we are using a new software now called vMix, which is something that we love. And with vMix, we're able to just keep a recording on the computer. So what we're going to do is we'll just it's a little bit simpler. We don't have to download it from the web. But that's all you have to do is download it from the web, then export it as an MP3. And then here's what you're going to do to repurpose it as a podcast. You're going to go, and I'm moving stuff around. I'm being all tricky. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to a website called Libsyn. And what Libsyn is it's like a podcast broadcaster. Okay, and that's not the right term for it, but that's what it is. Can you guys see that? Does that look okay? I can't tell because there we go. I sort of changed my layout here a little bit. So you're going to go to Libsyn, and plans begin at only $5 a month. I pay $15 a month for mine. Happy Trails is saying every time. Do you have to download it every time? Yes. There may be some ways to automate your you do a YouTube video and it immediately goes to iTunes. There are ways to do that. But what we want the file, because we actually are going to upload to a variety of different places like Spreaker and some different places. And I have a VA do that. Right now, I want you guys to focus on Libsyn. And here's why. What I do for my show, and with Libsyn, one account is one show, right? So you pay a monthly price based on how much airtime you're uploading. So if you're uploading, hang on a second here, guys. If you're uploading, a half hour a week, then that's going to be different, right? It's going to be a different price for you if you're uploading like me an hour a week. And that for me is $15 a month. So you're going to start a plan here. And the reason you're going to do that, let me see if you guys can see this okay. Let me get rid of some of this. Oh, you know what I can do is I can actually present it. Hopefully this works. I haven't really done this before on the air. Okay, Libsyn is so cool because there's 1,000 different things you could do other than Libsyn. Okay, you could do a bunch more. But I use Libsyn. I'm gonna teach you what I do, right? And a lot of these other guys, Libsyn's the tried and true. They're the original, right? And so going to another place might have some. You got to choose. I'm just telling you to go to Libsyn. Joseph is saying, are you saving this stream so I can watch later? Of course, my friend. This will live on the channel. It will also live on my website. So we want to use Libsyn because it's easy and because you have a ton of destinations. When you upload your podcast to Libsyn, watch this. Here's all the different places that you can publish to. So you can publish to Facebook, Google Play, LinkedIn, network app listing, which is something I don't do, but Spotify, Twitter, and a web player. Okay? So there are just so many places that you can be uploading to with this. When you upload to Libsyn, it will go to all these different places. So now you have a Spotify show. Right? Your show's on Spotify. Think about how powerful that is. In fact, I've been broadcasting for a little bit more. More than a year. Like it's almost been 2 years. In January, it'll be 2 years. Here's the thing is that we get lots of views across a bunch of different platforms, but Spotify is the one that people actually become leads. I don't know what the reason is, but when I get my lead forms in my website say, where did you hear about us? Spotify comes up more than the other ones do at all. So I think that's a pretty cool thing. Now, once you've uploaded to Libsyn, you get an RSS feed. And then what you can do is you can submit. Oh, look at this. Here's just a quick look at my stats. You get full-on stats from going to LinkedIn. This is a day-to-day statistic. And when you have your statistics, a graph, you know which content is performing better than other content. So I just did my podcast with I'm trying to remember who was the guest, but the latest podcast that we did has got more downloads the first day than the previous podcast did all month. So what does that tell me? It tells me that guest is the right guest, that type of guest. It also tells me that title really worked. And what actually happened about the title is I used the word YouTube ads in the very beginning. So I think that's pretty cool. Like, that's pretty indicative of how it all works. So once you get your RSS feed from Libsyn, right? You're on Spotify now. You're on iTunes, you're on Google Play, you're on Stitcher, you're on all of those places. And those weren't even in the picture. You'll be on Google Play, you'll be on Stitcher. No, excuse me, I'm wrong. You have to go to Google Play, set up an account, and give them the RSS link that you set up on LinkedIn or Libsyn. And then you'll go to Stitcher and you'll set up an account and you'll give them the RSS feed. So now you're on Google Play, Stitcher, and so on. And then the same is true for a whole bunch of other places. So, right, we can go, like places to submit your podcast. Right? And then all of a sudden, it's a podcast directory. You can go, you get the names of like TuneIn, Blueberry, Spreaker, Digital Podcast. You get like the names of all these different places that you can submit your podcast to, and you give them the RSS feed that you set up in Libsyn. Okay? You guys good with that? You understand? You with me? All right, so that is how you repurpose your live stream onto a podcasting network, and it sounds like a podcast that people would listen to. Dr. Sten saying, love the thumbnail. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Any questions on that? Ask them in the comment section. Jerry Kirkland is saying, hey, love your program. Checking in from PR. Want to learn as much as I can to start broadcasting. Thanks, man. Joseph is saying, would this be different than using something like DistroKid or TuneCore? Or this is for podcast and for the... I don't know what TuneCore is. Let's just kind of find out real fast. But, TuneCore, it looks like, is for selling your music online. You could, if you're selling it for free, you've got to host your podcast in one place. Okay? That's Libsyn. There's a bunch of others. I'm telling you to go to Libsyn. And if you go somewhere else, I'm not going to be mad at you. You got to get the RSS feed somewhere. And then once you get it, you can go submit it to a bunch of different places. Okay, that's the core of what we're talking about today. And I see a lot of kind words being said about me from Andrew Can, Shannon Vlogs. And I want to thank you guys for just being a part of the community. Andrew, I just really like you, man, and I'm glad you're around. Shannon Vlogs, I need to see more of you, but I love that you've been here all week with us. Okay, so let's talk about part 2, which is getting your podcast on Alexa. Now, how many of you, Lily Tree is saying, I think I'm a bit overwhelmed, so much to master. You don't need to master it. You need to stumble through it. You know what? Can we make that a hashtag, like just stumble through it, right? Just stumble through it. Get it done, because no one's going to hear your first couple podcasts anyway. All right, there, I said it. No one's even going to hear it. So you've got to have content out there, and the quest for perfection leads to stagnation. The quest for perfection leads to stagnation. Okay? If you're waiting till you've got a perfect, and this is what perfectionists say, I'm not waiting for it to be perfect. I just need it to be up to my standard, right? That's perfection. You need to launch an episode that you just got through, right? And then what you do is you share it with your friends and family, and you say, what do you guys think? What is your feedback on this, okay? So don't get too overwhelmed, Lily Tree. And remember, at the end of this video today, I'm going to give you a link to get all the templates, all the worksheets, the checklists, and everything. I'm going to give it all to you. So stay in touch for that, okay? So let's move on to part 2, which is Alexa. How many of you guys, Shannon, I'm so glad you're going to be at Video Marketing World. Lily Tree is saying so much to stumble through. You are just a riot, Lily Tree. Okay, so how many of you guys have Alexa? And I'm going to go look this up right now. How many of you guys have an Alexa and you use it? So I have an Alexa. I don't use it a ton, but I do use the voice feature, okay? And what I do is I'll say something like, Alexa, give me my morning report, or I'll say something like, Alexa, start my routine. See, I can hear my Alexa in the background starting to go. And there's a variety of different like tools that I have with Alexa. So what happens is with Alexa is a voice speaker, and there's Google Home, and there's and when I say Alexa, I mean Google Home, I mean any of them. So let me know in the comments, like, if you have one, and if not, which one you might have. Voice is taking the world by storm. Gary Vaynerchuk started a conference called VoiceCon, and this was the first year of VoiceCon, and I didn't go because I never go to a conference in the first year. Well, I shouldn't say. I went to the Vid Summit and Video Marketing World first year, but different. I was speaking there. I usually wait until, to see if the conference is going to do something. VoiceCon is Gary V's conference, and it's all about getting set up on voice technologies. Here's the thing, is that people are tired of doing this. You know why? Because the soup is bubbling on the stove, right? The kids are playing soccer, and we want to be able to get answers and solutions without having to watch a video. So I could do something like, Siri, what's 10 times 20? Hey Siri, what's 10 times 20?
10 times 20 is 200.
Okay, and I could do something like, hey Siri, what are the names of all the planets?
Okay, I found something on the web for what are all the names of all the planets.
Right, and then she'll sort of give me these search results using Safari, which I don't really use. Eileen Smith logging in, great to have you here. So what voice does is it allows you to get your podcast or pieces of it onto a voice-activated device so that your fans can say, hey, Alexa, play Owen Video's podcast, okay? And what I'm going to show you guys how to do today is how to get set up through Alexa. Now, Alexa takes some time. Okay, and I'm actually looking for an example for you. That's what I'm Googling right now if I look a little distracted. Because I want to show you like an exact... So setting up a skill on Alexa is time consuming, but super easy. Okay, it's super easy. And I'm going to show you guys how it is that you can do that. First, I'm going to blow your mind right here. Go to Google and type in how to create an Alexa skill. How to create an Alexa skill. And you're going to get a ton of articles because everybody's talking about this right now. Now, one of the best articles I've seen on it is from Social Media Examiner. So I'm going to even put Social Media Examiner. And this is the article that I used to get set up. So this is actually for setting up an Alexa flash briefing, which is a little bit different. See, a flash briefing goes with a flash briefing coincide. It's a certain type of Alexa skill, if that makes sense, okay? But what I want you guys doing is setting up an Alexa skill. Okay, so what you're going to do is set that up. Now, once it's all set up, you're going to have your own skill page available on Amazon Prime. Now, this is my good friend, Ross Brand. How many of you guys know Ross? Right? Yeah, Andrew Can is saying TubeBuddy has an Alexa skill and people love it. It's fantastic. That's why people love it. Because I can say, Andrew, what do I have to say to activate it? I think I say... Alexa, what are my YouTube stats? Normally, it plays as part of a routine. So I've set up routines in Alexa where I can say, play my morning routine, and then it goes through this thing. But imagine the power, folks, of having not just your live stream show. You could put your whole hour show up there, or you could put 15 minutes of your show. Imagine doing like a trailer of your show where you live stream, hey guys, I'm going to be live talking about the power of positivity and living a good life. And I want you to know that you can check that out by going to Alexa and saying, Alexa, play Owen's podcast. But hey, you are a powerful person, and you have so much power, and you can be amazing. And people are listening to this every single day, right? Every single day, and they're getting motivated. You become a part of their life, right? Or you could be uploading once a week, and they'll hear from you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever the case is, okay? But having an Alexa skill set on voice is a very powerful place to be. It's free. And you'll get a link, as just like Ross has his own link, okay? And you can send this link to, you could put it in your website, you could put it in your emails, you could set this out, all over the web so that you're driving people to your skill set and you're being downloaded onto Amazon. So now people are seeing you on YouTube. They're seeing you on Facebook Live, and they're here, Periscope, Twitter, wherever the case might be. And now they're hearing you on their voice-activated devices, which are not going anywhere. Airsoft is asking, do I need a Prime account to set this up? I do not think so. I don't know. I don't think so. But this is all free, so I can't imagine you got to be a Prime member because it's not important. There are some places where Prime's not even available, and I can't imagine that those people wouldn't be able to have skills or set up skills, right, like Napoleon Dynamite. Beauty Bubble is saying, I have Livestream Universe in my flash briefings. That's awesome. So I don't believe that you need a Prime account to get that set up, okay? Anybody can set this up, and it is free to set up. Like I said, it just takes a little bit of time, right? So now what you've got is you've got, your live stream podcast on 50, 100 different podcast networks. You've got it streaming live on Facebook. You've got it streaming live on YouTube. And you've also got it on Alexa. Now, what about taking snippets of your show and putting it around the web? Well, I want to talk about that right now in our next section. And if you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to just sort of drop them into the comment section. Livestream Universe, I bet you, hey, Ross, did someone just tag you and say that we're talking about you? You know what? Because we are talking about him, you know what I want to do? I'm going to give you guys a link to Ross's show. See if I just want to make sure that I have the right show. I'm going to give you guys a link to Ross's show on Alexa so that you can try it out. But I think that you could just say to your Alexa device, Alexa, download, Livestream Universe skill, okay? Joseph is saying, your content is awesome. I've been following you since you did a video on website silo pages. So it's been some years, just never seen a live. Thanks, man. That was the beginning of my content, and those are my top performing videos to this day. So it's great that you're here joining me for some new content. I hope that you'll stick around. We've got a big year coming up, and I'm just glad that you're here to be a part of that. So let's move on now to Square Videos. And I'm just trying to sort of get my bearings together here because I got a lot of screens open. And I'm doing my best to only really show you. I hope that didn't mess things up. I'm trying to only really show you what you need to see. I can't tell if that's messing things up. So I'm just going to keep this here. And, oh, you know what? When I do that, it's going to, okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to just shrink this up a little bit. Booyah. That's shrunken. Shrunken monkey. Okay, there we go. Good, good, good. I'm going to close these windows out because we don't need them anymore. All right. And I'm going to show you. Okay, so remember we downloaded the video, and I remember, oh, that's a great question on multicasting. Graham Hoffman. Hey, great to see you, Graham, in the live stream, the live video The live video group. In fact, I was going to tag you in this series because you had mentioned that you were moving on from some older softwares that you were using and you're into a new software. So Graham is asking, what are your thoughts on multicasting? I love multicasting. I love it. I think it's brilliant. And it's so brilliant that Facebook has made rules and YouTube has done some things to try to prevent you from doing it, right? So whenever a corporate giant is preventing you from doing something, you know you're on a good path. I love multicasting, and we multicast 2 different shows a week. We multicast Power Your Passion, and we multicast the Business of Video podcast. Be prepared, folks. If you're multicasting, be prepared. You got to have a hefty computer. You got to have a ton of internet. So I have 10 upload speed. If you're going to multicast to YouTube and to Facebook, you're going to need at least 3 gigs upload for YouTube and at least 3 gigs upload for Facebook. That means you're going to need at least 6 upload speed for your internet, and you're maxed out. You are stretching it to the max. So if you have 10, you've still got 4 gigs for some wiggle room, okay? So, Kevin Colby is saying, what do you use to live stream on Facebook and YouTube at the same time? I use vMix. You can use Wirecast, okay? And I really like Wirecast. I really like the people at Wirecast. vMix met my needs in a more effective way, okay, for this particular project. So we're using vMix. And then Graham is saying you can use Restreamio. Dual casting comes at a cost. You can do Restreamio. I haven't used it. I've talked with that company. I haven't used it. With Restreamio, what you're doing, folks, is you're streaming to one place, and then Restreamio is repurposing or restreaming it live to multiple other places. Okay, so there's softwares that do this. Has become very popular. This is certainly something you guys should know about. Okay. Joseph is saying, what if I just buy 2 phones to multicast? Yeah, he's got 6 phones on it. You know why? Because there's some places you can't multicast to. You can't multicast to Instagram. You can't multicast to Snapchat. You can't multicast to like YouNow. So there's a reason why Ty Lopez does that. And his demographic's a little bit younger. So they're on those platforms. Whereas for me, I'm more like, I'm going to do 2 platforms and do them well. Hey-o, Eileen Smith, $10. Pff, thank you, Eileen, for that. Great to see you. She says people need to know this stuff. So many different ways to use, to restream. But, you know, Graham's right. It comes at a cost, right? It's not just going to be like, oh, I pay $10 a month and I can go everywhere. It's going to be like $10 a month per restream platform. So if you stream onto Facebook and you want to go on YouTube, it'll be an extra $10 a month, right? I pay $100 a month in internet. And that is, that's fine for me. We've got the budget for that. And I also, you know, my kids can be on Netflix while I'm streaming. I don't like them to be on Netflix, but, you know, if I needed that, I could do that. All right, let's move on now to the next section. And I want to talk about, you know, taking your podcast, your live stream and repurposing it into videos that work on the web, all right, as a square video on Instagram, Facebook ads, something like that. So let's take a look. I'm using a software right now for this called Camtasia, and Camtasia is something like $200, and I highly, highly recommend it. In fact, I'm going to give you guys my affiliate link. Uh-oh, he's trying to sell me. For Camtasia, because I do believe it's a software that is extremely valuable. They're going to be sponsoring. They actually are sponsoring Video Marketing World. But Camtasia makes it so easy to do this. So I've downloaded my file, okay, from YouTube, from Facebook, and now I've added it into Camtasia, okay? And I've got a couple graphics here. I've added my show logo, and I've added some of these graphics here. I have a little bumper that I use, and I only for this I'm only using that part of it right there. I've got the actual video file, a picture of Alexa, and some other things right here. So if you don't mind, I'm going to play a second of this for you because it's not the whole podcast. It's just a snippet of it, okay? So check this out. You know what? I don't even know if you'll be able to hear this, so give me one quick second. And what I'm going to do, watch, okay, this is a great lesson. I'm going to add Camtasia to my sound files here so that you can hear it. So hopefully you'll be able to hear this now.
People that are podcasting, you want to be on Alexa, okay? I won't dive deep into that because I know you've got a schedule and I'll tell you where you can find me, but you want to be on Alexa, period. I'm getting, it's outstanding, the results on the downloads of my podcast being on the Amazon Alexa. It's not hard to set up. You have to jump through the hoops. It takes about 15 minutes. I actually did it. I hooked up with Ross Brand on Skype and we got him set up in about 15 minutes. And then they have an approval process that takes a day or so. I got really hung up with grammar school because of the word Instagram, and they, it's fair use. I'm an attorney. I know what I'm doing. But they just didn't want me to have Instagram anywhere on my artwork, anywhere in my description. I think it's in the description, but it couldn't be in the title. So you need to think about that. But the downloads that I'm getting from people who listen on their Alexa or their Echo or whatever these things are, it's just outstanding. I do better on Alexa than I do on the iTunes store. And I'm getting great results on both.
Now watch this.
So you want to be on the Alexa.
And then we've got the Business of Video podcast, and I think I did that in the prep for the show. I forgot, I turned that back on. So you can fix these things really fast. So what we do, folks, okay, what we're doing is we're downloading the file from Facebook, and then we're gonna take a smidgen of it, right, and we're gonna put it onto into Camtasia and take a second out. So here's what I do. While I'm live on the air, I have and I don't usually use a one this big. I have like a little, and I get these at the hotels, right? This is actually from Social Media Day, San Diego. So I've got this little thing, and I'll go like BOV, Todd Live, and then I go 9 a.m., right? So these are my handwritten notes. Okay, so I'm teaching you guys operational skills right now. And then as I'm going through the episode, and I'll say things like, so Todd, why should we go through Alexa? And I'll ask that at 9:15, and I'll put 9:15 on the page right there. And then I'll listen to Todd. And if he says something cool, if I feel like that's good content, I'm going, that's really good. That's really good. Then I'll sort of circle that, right? So what I know is that at 15 minutes into this hour-long program, I asked a question that's worth repurposing. Okay? Now maybe I'll ask another question at 9:37, or I'll say something like, "Now, Todd, is setting up Alexa hard?" Right? And I'm looking at the clock, and it's like 9:37. And then maybe Todd kind of gives me sort of a quick answer, or it's dull. What I'll do is nothing. Or maybe I'll exit out. I'll just exit out, right? And so I'm not even thinking about it. Now, maybe in the midst of talking, Todd's going on this rant, and he's sounding great. And when I say Todd, I'm talking about my guest. And he's going on this rant, and I go, oh, man, he's crushing it. And I look at the time, and I goes 9:42, right? And again, I'll circle that. Now, I know that it's not going to start at 9:42, but I can go to 42 minutes into the podcast and sort of move around a little bit and find the piece that's right. So I'm going to pick one. I might find 3. I used to do 3, but I don't anymore. I really just try to find like the big piece of the podcast. And I make all of this inside of Camtasia, and I'll show you really quick. So I'll start a new project, and I want to show this to you because it's so much easier than using Adobe and Final Cut. Okay, so notice first we've got a square screen here. So I'm going to go into Project Settings. All right, and I'm going to change the size to 1080 by 1080, and so now, boom, it's a square. Look at how quickly that was. And then what I want to do is import my media. So I've already got it. Watch this. You guys are going to be blown away. I can come in here and grab the file from another project, right? So I'm just going to go Control C, Control V, and boom. Looks like I don't have any audio or I don't have any video there for some reason. So Control C, Control V. All right, so now look at that. I've got the video in there perfectly. And what I can do is click on the video. I can click on properties over here, and I can like scale it up if I want to take more space, right? If I wanted to do that. But the reason I don't do that here is because me and Nick show up later and we want to have all of us on screen. Okay, so that's number one. Now I'm going to come into what is it? Annotations. And I'm going to click on shapes, and I'm going to click this white box here, and I'm going to drag it in, okay? And I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to just kind of drag it outside of the parameters. Notice how I'm going outside, right? And then I'm going to just pick on something like, yellow, right? Or in the other one, I did red. And check this out, guys. Control C, Control V, boom. And I just doubled it. Look at that. And now I have two really solid, and here's what I do. I actually kind of, separate these a little bit so that there's this black line, above and below. And look at how great the black, captions look right there. So then this is something that's, I think you guys are going to find really cool. So this particular one's about Alexa. So I'm going to go Alexa.com, and I'm going to go images, and I'll probably be able to find the one that I used. But even if I can't, I'll come here. I'm going to click copy image and paste it, and look at that, it pastes right in to my presentation here. Now, why am I am I telling you to go copy and paste from Google? No, that's not the message I'm trying to give you right now. The message I'm trying to give you right now is that you can copy and paste into let's just try this one. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Alexa see, look at that, transparent background. What I'm you don't have to download files. See, there it is right there. You don't have to download files and re-upload them like you do in these other programs. So I can go copy image, boom, right, throw it in here. Okay, boom. And I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I am going to show you sort of like, so I'm going to come back into annotations. Annotations means text. And I'm going to pick text. I'm going to drag that in. And I'm going to go, look at how I'm just kind of piling all this stuff on top. And I'm going to sort of, bring this into the top area here. And I'm going to say, is Alexa the bomb? You can't really say, is Alexa the future? Right? And notice how, as I type, it's sort of adjusting the size for me. Right, and I can do something like that. I can increase, watch as I increase the box, the size will increase, right? Oh, I don't like the text, so I'm just going to highlight it, Control A, and make it black, right? Boom, okay? And now I've got it, essentially. I've got it. And you can add other fun things if you want. Like, you can add, fun little graphics at the bottom. Oops. What you can also do is you can add captions, okay? So in this one, I copied it over, so the captions are already on. But you highlight captions here. And then what you'll do, I think is it this one? No, that adds the track. Oh, before I add captions, take a look at this. I've got a bunch of assets here. So what I'm going to do is make sure I got the right one. And I'm going to put all the top assets next to each other. I'm going to highlight them, right-click, and put group. So now I've got group one, and I can just put something like, top bar. I can change the name here, rename group, right? Top bar. And now I can sort of extend it out. I can double click on that and edit just the things in the top bar. And it makes my timeline a little bit more manageable. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is we want to click add captions. There we go, captions. And we can't, okay, highlight this here. And then go, we could remove captions because we did. Okay, so now we're back to square one, right? So now we go, which one was it again? Captions, add captions, and boom, notice how the captions are gone. So here's my sound file right here, okay? Watch how easy captions work. So I'm going to click on this.
People that are podcasting, you want to be on Alexa, okay?
So that's what he just said. He gave me 3.6 seconds, and I can redo it.
People that are podcasting, you want to be on Alexa, okay? People that are podcasting, you want to be on Alexa, okay? People that are podcasting,
and then
you
I'll
want
stop
to.
it.
People that are podcasting, you.
Okay, so I got that part of it right there. What I can also do is click on this again, and I can click on the A. And I can change the text color, the background color. I could change this to purple if I wanted. I could change the opacity so it's just like really, really. I could change the text, right, to be in your face. I could change it to be, sort of tiny. I forget where this was at before, but you've got a whole bunch of different options. And because of the way that captions work, it's very easy. It's very quick to add. To add these captions. And so at the end of the day, you're going to get this video right that is just all over the place. Now this particular video, let's pull that up here. Right, so this particular video did 1.7 thousand views, and because it did so well, I turned it into a square video. And then that square video I uploaded to Instagram. I uploaded it to Instagram. I uploaded it to Facebook. I boosted it as a Facebook post. At the time, IGTV didn't exist, but I could have used it on IGTV as well. So now, I'm on multiple different platforms sharing one piece of content that is engaging my audience. It's helping them. I'm trying to find out here where you guys are. There we are. It's getting me a business result is really what I'm trying to say here. And that's a great place to be. So what questions do you have? I'm about to give you guys, I want to give you guys access to the links and to some of the other things that we've got going on, so that you can start doing this right away. Before we do that, let me turn that off. Before we do that, do you have any questions? What questions might one have about such repurposing? So in today's presentation, we've covered what? We've covered how to add sound effects to your live stream while you're live streaming so that you can re-upload to a podcast network, and it will sound like a podcast, meaning you'll get views on it. We've talked about how to upload to Libsyn to get your podcast on to get the RSS feed, and immediately it goes to like Spotify. And then after Spotify, you can take your RSS feed and you go to Google Play, Stitcher, Blueberry, Spreaker. You can go to any number, anywhere. And upload your podcast. We talked about how to go onto Alexa. We talked about creating an Alexa skill. And then I showed you how to repurpose your square video into or your live video into a square video. So that Kevin Colby is saying, where was the original stream? The original stream was on Facebook, and I pulled the audio off of Facebook. Graham is asking, are those hand-typed captions? Yes, I do type those captions by hand, but you do it in 4-second bursts. So you listen to 4, and it will loop. It plays that 4 seconds while you type, and then you move on to the next. The trick with captions is you don't get caught in the mix. Like, you don't get nuts with it, right? If you try to be overly specific, it's gonna take more time. So when people go or hey, when you upload to the you gotta cut that ish out, man. Cut that stuff out. And when somebody is kind of like, where you do the thing and then you go to the thing and then you go. Like if somebody's being really complex with what they said, just make the captions, make it just a clear statement of what they said, right? Don't bother like the reader with trying to like type in this person's errors. So the hand type captions are pretty simple. Pearly Q is saying, I never knew you could copy and paste in there. Yeah, totally. That Dad Zach is saying, is SoundCloud a viable source for podcasting? Yeah, Roberto Blake uses it. I would use it, but I'm not. I really just need to set up my account and use. It's just the money. It's just like another $15 a month, and it's like I need to do it, but I just haven't done it. Graham Hoffman is saying, recommended places for bumpers. Any tips on what you find is essential for video bumpers? Yeah, I would go to Tony W. Film on Tony W. Film on Fiverr. He does great stuff, about $100 a piece. Great stuff. Dr. Stan is saying, great stream. We'll have to watch it again. Well, stay tuned, Dr. Stan, because I'm going to show you how to get a lot of these templates and stuff like that. Kevin Colby is saying, so you use Camtasia basically for editing, correct? Yes. I use Camtasia for this type of editing, simple, quick editing. And truth be told, I don't use it. I did, but I've outsourced that, right? I've outsourced that. This is what my business does, okay? So we have the budget for that, right? I would recommend that you guys use Camtasia because it's easier. I'm already paying for Adobe. I know. Blow the $200 and get Camtasia. Why? Because the time you'll save is worth your $200, right? If you guys are consulting at $50 an hour, or maybe you're selling like $2,000 packages, $1,000 packages, then think about your time and how much your hour is worth, right? It makes a lot of sense to do that. Kevin is saying Anchor is viable. Like there's tons of stuff. You got to pick one, and they've all got differences, right? WordPress just added podcasting. Yep. They also have a live streaming plugin as well. Graham is saying SoundCloud maybe hold on for SoundCloud. I get that. Okay. And then Graham is saying, can we get a comparison of streaming setups, BeLive versus vMix and OBS? That's a great question, and that actually leads us into what I wanted to talk about today, guys. We are launching a brand new course on live streaming, and right now this live streaming course has about 8 solid lessons in it, and it covers in depth some of the big questions that live streamers have, including vMix versus vMix versus BeLive versus Streamlabs and all these different platforms, and why you should use specific platforms, because that's what's missing. Anybody can go through the features, but you need to be in a mastermind group where you can say, oh, and these are my needs, and then I can direct you to the proper formatting from there. Graham Hoffman logging in with $20. Great to have you here. So I want to invite you guys. We're launching this course in October. Okay, the course is launching in October. All right, for the last quarter of the year. It's the busiest quarter for us of the year. And we're launching the course then, but we need your help. I need to know what questions you guys have. I need to know what's missing from this course. And I want to invite you guys to take the next step with me and join a mastermind group with me to put together your live stream show. And in this mastermind, we're going to work together. You're not just going to get a course and off on your own, but you're actually going to get to workshop with me and the other members of the mastermind to slowly, like Lily Tree said, to slowly and effectively go through your live stream setup so that you can launch your show. And you're going to get access to my course before anyone else. And I want to show you what that looks like. So I want to introduce you guys to the Launch Your Live streaming course. And in this course, you're going to get access to the 8 modules that we've already created. And in that, I'm going to show you how to create a custom ROS format and template for your own show. In this training today, I've already, or in this 3-part series, I've showed you what an ROS is and how it functions. But in this training, I'm going to show you how to create one for your show, what you should say, when you should say it, and I'm going to give you my template so that you can just copy and paste it and use it for your own, develop it, and make it your own thing. I'm going to show you how to sound professional and the scripted part of what your show should sound like, how to make your intro really sound like an intro, how to go from, one segment to another segment, and how to come up with segments that will work in your show. We have a 3-segment process, and we call them 1, 2, and 3. And the things that will work for segment 1 will not work for segment 2. You need to know what those things are, and we teach them in the course. I'm going to show you about sound effects and show drops, and I'm going to give you access to my library of sound effects. You can just use mine, right? But I'm also going to show you how to get your own and how to use your own sound effects and when to use them. I'm going to go through with you which software to use and why. Now, we're going to create content on YouTube that's free, BeLive versus Ecamm, vMix versus Wirecast, and so on and so forth. But what we're not going to do, what we can't do is because it's YouTube, is we can't go through what your needs are. In this mastermind, we're going to cover what your needs are. I'm going to go through my audience building tips and show you how to find trending topics. So just today at my office, we went through, I had my producers here, and we went through trending topics and what we can make our shows about in the next couple weeks. I'm going to show you guys our exact process, the software we use. It's all free to get trending topics delivered right to your phone so that you can decide which shows will give you the best bang for your buck. I'm going to show you my tactics for getting more live viewers. I'm going to show you the step-by-step to getting your show up on podcast networks. And I'm going to show you my advanced look at multiple podcast networks and even my workflow for getting into Square videos. Okay? Plus, you're going to get access. So that's all of this. This is what's in the course now. Plus more. There's a couple other things I haven't even shared. But you're going to get all this, plus you're going to get everything that's in the course now. Plus, you'll get access to the additional courses and the trainings that we're going to create together. Okay? And here's what I mean. I want to introduce you guys to the Founding Member Program. This is our pre-launch program. So like I said, this course is going to hit the mainstream in October. But in between now and then, I want to invite you to become a founding member of the program and get started in this course and work with me. You'll get 100% access to all the lessons, the templates, and you'll also provide valuable feedback to what's missing from the course and what we need to add. So you're going to go through this and you're going to go, oh, and this is great, but what about this? Right? What about how to set this up on Blueberry networks? And I'm going to say that's a great idea. I'm going to make the training. And when you suggest the training that we're going to make, we're going to add it to this course before it launches. You'll be credited in the training, and you'll get access to all the new trainings we add to make this the best dang course on the internet. Now, as a founding member, you'll also be asked for testimonials on the course, and your testimonial will be featured on the marketing materials when the course launches. So I want to invite you to the Founding Member Program, right? And to become a founding member and get started in the course right now. Plus, when you're a founding member, you'll get 4 private live stream webinar trainings with me to workshop your show and learn more techniques. That's right. In addition to the trainings, you'll also get 4 private live stream webinar trainings like this. So this is live on the internet, okay? What you're going to get is private trainings with me inside of my private video conferencing room. where we'll workshop your show. You'll be able to show us your show. You'll be able in a private Facebook group with me and be able to move your show forward. So the founding member program is starting now. And when we launch this program, we are going to sell it for $497. And that's going to be available for everybody that's on the web. Pearly Q says, I'm in. Brilliant. Welcome to the course. Great to have you. But here's what we're doing for you guys. This is the pre-launch, and I need your help. And I'm going to ask you to work. And I'm going to give you a discount on this course because I need you to work with me. I need you to tell me what courses are missing. I need you to give me testimonials. I need you to help me make this the best live stream course on the internet. And I mean that with all seriousness. It is my vision to be the best there ever was in this game, in the live stream game. And I need your help because my brain is limited. And I need your help to go that distance and discover what did my brain not think of that I needed your brain for. And that's why I'm giving you a substantial discount. And if you get started today and launch your live, when we launch the course, it will sell. When we launch the course, it will sell for $497, but you're going to get it today for just $97. And all you have to do is go to launchyourlive.com. Launchyourlive.com. And what's going to happen is you're going to save $400 on the price of admission. See if this will work. Yeah. So this is the website right here. You go to launchyourlive.com and you can get in for $97. You just got to click this button right here. We go through some of the course trainings. How to book guests. We didn't even talk about that. How to book guests. You guys haven't even seen my guest booking program. How to make booking guests easy. Plus 4 founding member private group calls. These are a few of my private clients who have helped me to create the first part of the course. And you guys are going to get all of this for just $97. But here's the deal. You've got to act now. You've got to act now. Okay? Because I simply can't afford to give this away continually at this price. So this price is available to the founding members, which are those of you that get started right now. And I'm putting in the link right now. It's called launchyourlive.com. Get enrolled now. All right, Sabby is saying he's in. Count me in. Kevin Colby is saying, dang. I'm thinking he's saying, hey, dang, that's a great price. Graham Hoffman is saying, all I need is the link. It's right there now. You can get enrolled today for just $97, and you're going to get access to everything plus the 4 additional trainings. Now, folks, I can't tell you enough. I will not be offering this in like 4 days or 3 days, or it's one of those, it's not that the gate's closing, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a separate video that has the full price. And I'm going to put all these videos in a playlist so that people that watch this video in the upcoming weeks, they'll never even see this part of it. Because I can't offer this for $97 all the time. This is going to be the best course on the internet. We're going to do a full-blown launch, okay, in October. And in October, let me show you. Can I just show you guys? Let me show you a course that we helped to create. Let's go to Facebook. Or a course, a live stream show that we helped to create using BeLive.tv. Because I think it's important that you see the result of the work, the type of work that our clients do, right? So these guys came to me with nothing, but they wanted to live stream. I met them at Vid Summit. They came to me with, and this is what I walked them through the training. In fact, on the trainings, you'll see them in the trainings because I was training them and recording it and turning it into the course. Okay? So I'm going to show you what we've helped them to create right now. I'm going to it right now. I'm using a lot of internet here. Okay, so check this out. We've created a playlist for them on their Facebook page. We've created custom thumbnails for them. And this is what their show looks like. It's a 46-minute show. Just take a listen real fast. Oh, it's probably muted.
I'm Kiwi of the coast, the agent with the most tips, tools, and tactics for your home. The Kiwi of the coast and team with the most qualified buyers for your home. The Kiwi of the coast, when you want to sell the most.
I love it. I love these guys.
And buying a lot the next, but
and look at this. They've got like pictures they're doing. They've got
the wristbands for the non-stop ride. So we rode all the rides, and there's a little one of my little girl there. I mean, there's some
that we've done is do a little bit of shark cage diving off of.
They got a guest on the show.
There's a little area called.
Right. So this is the type of work that we're doing here, and you can get in on that for just $97. Desiree is asking about an affiliate option. Jump in the course, Desiree. Jump in the course for $97, and we'll talk about affiliates. It's a great question. Remember, this course doesn't even launch till October. And I'm ready to have that affiliate conversation with members of the course. But you got to be in the course. You got to be an alumni, right? Can you imagine saying, oh, hey, client, you've got to go through this course. Have you been through it? Well, no. Right? Affiliates sell more when they know the product. Terry Hunter is saying, I'm in. Beauty Bubble is saying we're going to share this with our VIPs. Graham Hoffman is saying I already enrolled. That's beautiful, guys. That's beautiful. And I want to give a big shout out. Actually, let's go back to the full screen here. I want to give a big shout out to Matt Reed and Devontae, because Matt Reed and Devontae reached out to me 2 days ago and they said, look, I've been watching your stuff. I got to buy it. What are you going to offer? Because I got to buy it. And I opened up the link to them last night, and they both came in before we even did this training today. And so I wanted to give a big shout out to Matt Reed and Devontae for being freaking go-getters and not wasting any time and just jumping into the course. So I want to honor that and reward that, and I want to honor you guys and reward you guys when you take action. Kevin is asking, when does the pre-course start? It starts this month. Okay? We are going, once we've got all the registrations in over the next couple of days, we will be announcing the start date for you. It's going to start this month, and we're going to run it through September. Okay? We're going to be running this through September. Desiree is asking about bots. We cover bots. We cover bots in the How to Get More Views module. So that is there for you. Devontae is saying, Owen, we are going to take over the world with this course. Yeah, guys, let me just tell you. Here's my goal. My goal is that this would be the best live streaming course on the internet. And that's why I need your help, because my brain is limited. I only have so many ideas, and not all of them are good. Okay? I need you guys to help me understand what content we need in this course by providing feedback and letting me know what's missing. And when you do that, here's something I'm doing that I've never seen anyone else do. I'm going to credit you in the course, which means that we're going to do this course, and I'm going to say, hey, today's lesson is brought to you by Desiree Martinez, who told me that we needed to have this lesson in this training, right? Right? Because this is a course we're going to create together, And that's why I'm giving you such a substantial discount on the program. So look, that Dad Zach is saying, I'm selling my bicycle to get the funds for this. Desiree is saying, sold. Now give me that sweet, sweet business and affiliate program. Just look at the Graham is saying, just looking at the module list, insane. Looking forward to this, and I hope I can help find the few missing gaps. Yeah. Hey man, I love that you're seeing that, because the module list right now it's not complete. In fact, I did all of those modules on my own, and they're like 47 minutes long, and I'm like, it feels to me like we're missing something. What about these other softwares? What about multicasting? Right? So I need you guys to help me find those missing pieces, and we're going to do it together. And you're going to get enrolled today for just $97. Go to the link, launch your live now, and be a part of the best live stream course that has ever been on the internet. Create authority and close sales with your professional live stream show. Guys, I love you. I'll see you in the course. Thanks for joining me for this 3-part webinar series training.